Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Carla Murphy Show, Uniquely Different, where we gel. Let's grow, earn, and learn together. We know that we come together to talk about family, community, Christianity, and business. We are so excited this evening to have an amazing group with us. They are from all over the world. We have a group called Toastmasters. Toastmasters is an international nonprofit educational group. Their mission is to empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. Toastmasters, they build clubs and they support all of their clubs in achieving excellence. We know that they provide supportive and positive learning experiences to those who are young and old alike. They help to develop leadership skills, which can result in having greater personal growth. We are so happy that they share core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. We have our producer is a part of Toastmasters. We will hear from her later, but Miss Brenda Billups, she has introduced this group to the Carla Murphy Show, Uniquely Different, and we are so excited to have each of you here today. We know that Toastmasters will help you to improve your public speaking skills, build your leadership skills, help you to maximize your potential, enjoy unlimited personal growth, increase your networking opportunities. So thank you to all of you for being here with me today. It will help you to practice writing speeches and presenting. It helps you to build self-esteem and self-awareness. Toastmasters prepares you to participate in speaking contests, and they do so much more. I can't tell it all, but we have an amazing group of Toastmasters with us this evening who are leaders in their own right, who are going to share with us. And if you ever wondered what it means to be a Toastmaster, or what's in it for me, or what members are saying, or what the club, what they actually experience when they are apart. If you're looking to see what you can learn right now and how you can grow, then you're in the right place today. Toastmasters are going to enlighten you. They're going to empower you, and you're going to feel so excited and looking forward to opportunities to say, I'm ready to join. What now? So without any further ado, this international club has over 364,000 members. They are Toastmasters in 145 countries or more, and they have over 16,000 clubs. Yes, I said over 16,000 clubs. So without any further ado this evening, welcome to the Toastmasters, and we're going to begin this phenomenal show with none other than District Director, Ms. Linda Lathrop. Ms. Linda says that her word is filled with possibilities, and Toastmasters is a part of it. She currently serves as the District Director for District 65 Toastmasters in Central and Western New York State. With 87 active communities, corporates, and college clubs. The district mission is to build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Professionally, she is a leadership facilitator, a speaker, trainer, workshop presenter, and a possibility coach. She encourages and helps others to become the best that they can be. She says nothing is impossible if you have a willing heart. And so she speaks of possibilities. We will now hear from none other than District 65 Director for 2020 and 2021, Ms. Linda Lathrop. Welcome to the show, and please take it away.
Thank you, Carla. What an honor and a privilege to be a part of this group of Toastmasters who came together tonight to share what we do, why we're enthused about it, and just all of, I want to say the word possibilities. I love that word. I feel like whenever Toastmasters get together, we're stronger together. We challenge each other, we evaluate each other, and we simply encourage. That to me is one of the biggest pieces of Toastmasters, is that encouragement. Carla, you did a wonderful job explaining about Toastmasters. I know
Thank
you
you.
got the history and you took a look at how we are internationally. In Central and Western New York State, we have, as I had written, about 87 active clubs. We probably have about 100 on our books. Some may come back after this COVID pandemic is over. In March of 2020, we pretty much took all of our clubs and our meetings online, which means that we did contests online, we did all of our training of our district officers and club officers online. We have had the opportunity to really embrace the fact that Central and Western New York are all of one piece. And before we were looking at divisionally, people hung together. They stayed together and we really didn't get to know each other. But because of a pandemic and Zoom, we became, I think, more of a Toastmaster family in Central and Western New York. You are correct that we are in 145 countries. There's 122 districts, of which District 65 is one. But in every Toastmasters experience, everything revolves around the local club. Clubs usually have around 20 members. Some have more, some have a little bit less, but clubs have about 20 members. It's a really wonderful opportunity to grow together with like-minded people. I always think that when my club, and I belong to more than one club, when my clubs get together, it's always about how can we really be better at everything we do, whether it be our public speaking skills, our leadership skills, or our evaluation skills. And that just, is really the benefit of the small group experience in terms of how do we learn. So it shouldn't be intimidating for someone to visit a Toastmasters club, to join a Toastmasters club, and to take an opportunity to simply be a part of something that can be bigger than themselves. As a result of district leadership, I and Brenda and actually Kate and several other people on this call have had the opportunity to attend international conventions. And we haven't been able to have one last year or even this year. Those are done online now. But when we could meet in person, simply meeting and learning about other people from the Toastmaster world. What a challenge that is, and what a fun opportunity. As a result, every day I get messages through Facebook from people all over the world. And I love the fact that most of them, and I'm just going to say most of them, share really positive things. They don't share the doom and the gloom. They share the positive, uplifting things that make us all better people. And I really appreciate the fact that I can be a part of an organization and I can say, hey, I know Charlie in Australia or New Zealand. I know somebody who is originally from North Carolina who lives in the United Kingdom. How exciting is that? So I'm really excited with the fact that we get to share, and I know this group of Toastmasters is going to share really, really wonderful pieces of information tonight. What I want to share is the fact that everyone should join. Everyone should learn about the possibilities of being a better speaker, a better leader, and getting to participate internationally throughout the world, but yes, in Central and Western New York as well. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you very much, Miss Linda, for sharing. And I agree with you. I said, as I've learned more and more about Toastmasters, it's making me wonder why I've been missing it for so long. So who knows what the future may hold. Thank you, Miss Linda, for joining us. We're now going to hear from Area Director and Secretary of the Frederick Douglass Club, and that's none other than Miss Arlene Brown. Good evening and welcome to the show, Miss Arlene Brown.
Great evening, fellow Toastmasters. Great evening, Carla. And thank you so very much for inviting me to participate. This is an awesome platform. I have been a Toastmaster for 26 years. And Toastmasters have a competition where we compete to become world champion public speaker. And I want to let you know that out of the 30,000 Toastmasters around the world, I have had an opportunity to go to the semifinals to compete to become world champion public speaker, not once, but twice. The question is, did you win? And I always tell people, I am a winner without a trophy. Just the fact that I could go and 82 people out of 30,000 are selected, that makes me a winner.
Yes, it does.
However, I am no more better at speaking than my last speech or my last conversation. And even though Toastmasters emphasizes public speaking, our primary goal is to help everyone become a better communicator, whether it's in front of public or general conversations. I want to give you a little tip. It's called PREP. Point, reason, example, point. Whether you're in a regular conversation or a heated argument, if you use PREP, point, reason, example, point, you will always come out the winner because your conversation is structured. As a club member, we meet to encourage one another, to lift one another up. Everyone has a story to tell, and the story is exciting. Toastmasters helps you hone your story because your story is going to make a huge difference in the life of someone else. And just think, for those of us who go to church, wouldn't the ministers and preachers be a whole lot better if they had Toastmaster training? Come on, be honest. I love Toastmasters. I love helping people learn and grow, especially now. We have the key that's going to help everyone as we come out of this pandemic to be better communicators, better presenters, and rise to their highest potential. We want to help you go from good to great because we know good is the enemy of great. As long as you're satisfied with great, you'll never strive for, as long as you're satisfied with good, you'll never strive for greatness. And Toastmasters wants to bring out the greatness in everyone. So come join us or visit a meeting. You'll love it and really, really have a good time. Thank you, Ms. Carla.
Thank you so much, Miss Arlene. That was amazing. And I love prep. I'm going to hold on to that point. That was wonderful. Point, room, expand, and point. So I like that. Thank you so much for sharing. Miss Kate Olson, thank you so much for joining us. And she is actually District 65 Club Growth Director. And I can't wait to hear about this position and what you offer and bring to Toastmasters teams. So good evening, Miss Kate.
Sorry, good evening, and thank you for having me this evening. I've been a Toastmaster for 17 years, and I really enjoyed the leadership position and everything, all the opportunities that Toastmasters has to offer. This year, 2020, 2021, I'm the District 65 Club Growth Director, and that gives me an opportunity to learn about marketing, club building, and club retention efforts within the district. This includes the overall marketing strategy for the district, developing outreach and retention efforts that exist within community and corporate clubs, penetrating new markets, all kinds of things I have learned about this year. It's such a great opportunity for me and for the people within the team. I have just enjoyed this so much for all the things that I'm learning. And that's what Toastmasters is all about, is stretching and learning. And I've done this before, but I'm doing it again because I just love it. And the amount that we learn and grow within Toastmasters, as I mentioned, I've been a Toastmaster 17 years, and I'm just in awe about how much I keep learning year after year after year. And I don't think that I'll ever stop. And that's what keeps me in Toastmasters, Ms. Carla.
Thank you so much, Miss Kate. That's awesome. And I really can feel from your heart that you really mean it. And I'm excited about that marketing and building and retention and outreach. Those are some topics that whenever you are in business or when you are in community relations, those are some themes that you definitely have to focus on developing. So thank you so much, Ms. Kate, for sharing about your experience with Toastmaster. Next, we have one, and it takes a great leader to continue to serve when their time is up. Oftentimes, leaders should not only lead during their season, but they should not go away. They should move over and support others. And so I am so thankful to have Miss Lillian Knight Faison with us this evening, and she is a past district director. So Miss Lillian, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the show.
Yes, I want to thank you, Carla, for having us. I am very passionate about Toastmasters. And Brenda, thank you for pulling the team together. And I'm so excited to see all of the Toastmasters that I know and have worked with on this panel. I joined Toastmasters in 1991. That's a good chunk of time ago. I was working at 104 WDKX Radio when Mrs. Gloria Langston, the owner at that time, invited me to a meeting. So I went as it was something to do. Toastmasters has several tracks. One is communication, where you are developing your speeches, learning how to present, write your speech. What happened to me about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I got involved in the leadership track. And that is where you see many of our district director, club growth director, program quality director. And that opened up a whole nother world for me. Because just as a member, you are doing only a particular thing. But when you get into leadership, then you are a servant to the members. And you also want to build your membership. So you're out there telling people about Toastmasters. You did an excellent job giving an overview. It's like, why are we really here? You're a good spokesperson. So I just am so excited about how I have grown and as a person, and Toastmasters will build your confidence and help you go into situations that you are not familiar with and step outside of your comfort zone. Arlene mentioned that she did represent us at the International Convention at Champion of Public Speaking. So now with me not being in a leadership role, now I can participate just as a member. So now I'm becoming more involved in contests. We have a humorous contest coming up at our conference next Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and I'll be competing there for humorists. So even since I joined in 1991, now here we're in 2021, it's still fresh, it's still new. I still find that I have more things to learn about myself because I want to be the best communicator I can be. I want my audience, I want the individual to understand truly what it is I'm trying to communicate. And once you put your whole self into it, your gestures, your sincerity, your eye contact, and put your message together, then your audience can receive it more and learn. And I just want to share that benefit with others because it can help you grow in so many dimensions, personally, job-wise. I get along better with my husband. It helps you with listening. So, I mean, I would recommend it to anyone if you want to step outside your comfort zone, give your presentations in a safe environment and grow, because there's so many different avenues that you can choose to grow in, just to become the best person you can be. So Carla, thank you so much. And I'm a firm believer in advertising and promoting what we're doing, because how is the community gonna know, you know? So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Lillian. And you are a phenomenal communicator. And I can feel the warmth from just hearing you speak. And so thank you so much for joining us and continuing to serve and to mentor. I'm sure you're doing a lot of mentoring those who have come behind you. So thank you again. And continue to support. That says it speaks volumes about a leader when they can continue to support. I'm excited about this next person, Miss Jean Pryor. She's a conference chair for Toastmasters. And being a conference chair, I am a professional wedding and event planner and meeting planner. And I love, 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 love planning. And so, Miss Jean Pryor, I know that you bring many years of experience, and we are looking forward to hearing from you. So, good evening and welcome to the Carla Murphy Show.
Thank you so very much, Miss Carla, and good evening to all my fellow Toastmasters. This evening is giving me a lot of energy as we look forward to planning our conference. And as you indicated, I am the conference chair. I had to go back and dust off my hat of many years. When I was involved in the Urban League for over 30 years, I was a regional coordinator where I had to plan. I had 27 clubs under my leadership, and preparing them for conferences was one of the things that I had to do. So after that, I took a break, and being a part of organizations locally and nationally, I always believed in effective leadership. We cannot lead where we have not been. And if we are to have effective organizations, we must be visionary, we must be knowledgeable, we must do our homework, and we must also be able to identify the skills of others in the group that we are working with. Perhaps someone is not as vocal as I am, or maybe Lillian, or some of the others in the group, but they can be a good recorder. They can be your secretary. They can be your treasurer. So that's one of the ways we can have strong Toastmasters group. In my personal club, I'm VP of Education. And that, in a way, you have to play many roles. When the president cannot be in attendance, you have to preside as VP of Education. You have to guide them through pathways. You have to help them to create effective speeches. You have to assign a new member a mentor. We don't just sign them up and leave them on their own. We make sure there's some guidance there for them. So those are the many things that you do with the role I play within my personal club. But however, I'm also an area director. That you must visit the clubs and see how they are doing. You see where they need help. Some clubs do struggle, especially since we've had COVID. So it's important to let them know you are available to them, even though they said visit twice. I said I'll visit as many times as you need me. And upon my visits, I always send back a note giving tactful suggestions. How can I help you be more effective at what you're doing? So those are the many things that I joined Toastmasters in the 90s. Lillian mentioned Mrs. Gloria Langston. She was my go-to person when I was working at Excellus. And we started a club on our lunch hour. And I must say, she was a no joke. So you learn from the best when you were under her leadership. Upon my retirement, I took a break, but Mrs. Langston would not let me go. So finally, I did rejoin the club in 2015. And in my club, I have filled every role, perhaps except being treasurer. And being in the community, I serve on boards. I serve as chair of many things in my church. So it's important you know how to be creative. You know how to be conciliatory, because everybody have different opinions. So all of those things are important. And I find you learn how to do those things when you are involved in Toastmasters. And we have fun. We have fun. And I also enjoy, in my particular club, we said we're international. Well, my club is diverse. We have people from Brazil. We have someone from Vietnam. They have shared their stories, and they're just so interesting. And as Linda said, it's wonderful. I watched our conference last summer right online. I attended the business meeting right online, and we were in different time zones. So it was just, it gave you a lot of energy. I would encourage anyone, and I always tell people, perhaps I think I might be the oldest one on tonight, do not let age define what you can or cannot do. It stimulates your memory, and you take what you have learned over the years of your life to pass it down to another generation. So I thank you so very, very much for having me on tonight.
Thank you so much, Miss Jean. That was awesome. And I really believe in being a visionary, and gaining knowledge and implementing the knowledge that we gain is also important. So thank you so much for coming and sharing. And the one point that really stuck out with me is always identifying the skills in others. And we know that it takes everyone to make a great team. So that being said, there are no big I's and little U's. And so it's really important. And thank you so much for bringing forward that point, and for coming and sharing with me on the Carla Murphy Show. For truly, you are uniquely different. Mr. Ray Mulgrew has waited patiently, and he is going to come. He is representing us as Toastmasters. He's Division C Director. Mr. Ray, good evening and welcome, welcome, welcome to the Carla Murphy Show.
Thank you so much, Carla, for having me, for having us. This is just such a great opportunity, and I really appreciate it. Toastmasters International truly is a worldwide organization. I have met people from 116 different countries, and we're here to help build communication and leadership skills and build self-confidence. And that is definitely something I did not have when I first got into Toastmasters. I almost wish I could go back and tell myself from 15 years ago that I would one day be on the Carla Murphy Show. What an honor this is. It's just great. Another piece of Toastmasters that I find helpful is the mentorship. And it's a two-way street. I have been mentored myself, and I have mentored other people. And to sort of tag along with what Arlene Brown was saying, I am only as good as my mentors have helped me become. That's another thing that I didn't really realize when I first joined Toastmasters. It's kind of obvious it's about public speaking, but that building of self-confidence and the mentoring and the evaluations are always great. How many times in life do we do a great job at work? We work all year, and then our manager comes to us and says, "So Ray, tell me what you've done for us the past year." No feedback, not necessarily prepared for something like that. That doesn't happen at Toastmasters. When you give a prepared speech at a Toastmasters club meeting, you're given an evaluation that same day. Right after prepared speeches, each speaker has an evaluation where they use the sandwich approach. They will tell the speaker the good things that you did. These were your objectives for the speech, which changed over time, and you really nailed it. And then some constructive feedback that will help you make this good speech into a great speech. Again, going along with what Arlene has said. We also have the Toastmaster Leadership Institute, where we train our officers. So just like everything else in Toastmasters, the first time I went, I was there to learn. The second time I went, I was there to teach others. And then over the years, next thing you know, I'm organizing these big training events. We have speech contests. We had them twice a year. Now we have them once a year. There's 5 different types. I won't get into the detail. But again, it's not really about trying to be better than the other Toastmasters or one-upsmanship. It's more about, I want to be the best Toastmaster that I can be. And so the speech contests give me a chance to be the best I can be, but also see others who might be Toastmasters that I want to become someday. And a lot of Toastmasters that are here today on your show are Toastmasters that I want to become someday. I'm not that good yet, but I've come a long way. Toastmasters helped me in all areas of my life with my career. I grew up through the ranks as a software developer and then learned how to manage people from Toastmasters International, became a manager, became an executive, all from the skills that Toastmasters has given me. It helps with my family, my conversations with friends. The professional networking opportunities are enormous. I met people from, like I said, 116 different countries at the Toastmasters convention. And it's really great to see people from all over the world that are doing the same thing. They're trying to build their communication and leadership skills, build self-confidence in themselves, and build others around us. So if you are interested in Toastmasters, the best way to get involved is to look at toastmasters.org. There's a website for Toastmasters International, and they have a find a club function where you can put in your zip code, and that will tell you what clubs are near you and what days and times they meet. And that's really what I did. I heard about Toastmasters for a long time, didn't go to a meeting, and finally I went to a Toastmasters meeting, and I was blown away immediately. Kate Olson was actually at the first meeting I went to, and I said, sign me up right away. This is a great organization. It has helped me in so many ways. I have achieved not one, but 2 Distinguished Toastmasters Awards. That's the highest educational award Toastmasters International has to offer. And again, it's yes, a sense of pride that I did it, and it's great. But the people that I met along the way are the ones that make the difference. The Lillians, the Kates, the Lindas, everyone that's on this meeting and all of our clubs. I have 3 of my 4 area directors are on this meeting, and I'm helping them now develop leaders and help build clubs and strengthen our membership. And we're all becoming better communicators, leaders, and building self-confidence. So thank you again, Carla, for having us on your show. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ray, and congratulations to you and to all of the award winners. That is just absolutely amazing to have the commitment to grow and to learn and to succeed. For truly, we all believe in operating with a spirit of excellence. So thank you so much, Mr. Ray, for being patient with all of these ladies and this gentleman and coming and joining us tonight on the show. So thank you. We've heard a lot of talk about the preparation that Toastmasters can provide for you. We've heard about learning about communication and about body language and about feeling and emotion. And if you are looking to join a Toastmasters group, they will help you when it comes to preparing speeches, for accepting awards and delivering eulogies. You will become better with giving sales pitches for those who are involved with business. It will help you in preparation for introducing others. They also can help you with preparing speeches at all different levels. And it is my understanding that not only will you prepare a speech, you will prepare a successful speech, and there is a difference. So without any further ado, we're going to move forward. And this young man here has truly been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful supporter, a Toastmaster, and he's actively involved in his community. So we're going to hear from Area Director and President of Sylvester Anderson Voices to Be Heard Club, Mr. Keenan Glover. Take us a little bit higher.
At your request, Carla. Certainly, thank you so much for having me on your show for not a second, but a third time. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I look forward to it every time you ask me. I cannot deny, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Greetings to my fellow Toastmasters on this show. Certainly, it is great to see you all in this setting where we can do what we really set out to do this last year, is outreach to those who do not know about Toastmasters. So thank you, fellow Toastmasters, for that effort. And to all listening around the world, I say hello. My name is Keenan Glover. I am from Rochester, New York, and I am, as Carla said, Area 32 Director of Toastmasters International in District 65, the mighty, mighty 65. And I am also the president of the Sylvester Anderson's Voices to Be Heard Club. Yes, I have been the president for this last year, and I joined the club in March of 2018. It has truly kickstarted my applications. It has kickstarted my resume building. It has been such a catalyst and advancing to the next step in life. I am a college student from SUNY Brockport, graduating next month. And certainly Toastmasters has even helped me today when I gave a presentation on women's Western political thought. So certainly Toastmasters serves as something that can be used anywhere at any given time at a drop of a dime. You have to know, and you will learn to know how to speak on anything just like that. It is so interesting, and it impressed me so much that I had to join myself. A little bit about my club, Sylvester Anderson's Voices to Be Heard. It was founded in October of 2015 by a great man named Sylvester Anderson of the Mount Vernon Missionary Baptist Church in Rochester, New York. He was a jack of all trades, a man of many talents. He knew how to draw. He knew public speaking. He probably knew magic if you asked him to. This man was so gifted and so talented. Unfortunately, Sylvester did pass away, but his legend lives on through us at Sylvester Anderson's Voices to Be Heard. He wanted us, specifically minorities, to take more part in this organization, and we have come full force in Sylvester Anderson's Voices to Be Heard. Certainly, we invite all to our club, and we admire the diversity that Toastmaster offers. It is really astonishing to know that this is an international organization. You won't find just Americans doing this or the next door neighbor Canadians. This will carry throughout the borders of the globe. It is certainly a network to be envious of. Toastmasters is awesome. A little bit about my role as the Area 32 Director and President. President is, the person who helps the operating functions of the club. You have to assist your treasurer. You have to make sure your VP of membership is on point. You have to make sure everybody is working as a collective unit, and you have to make sure you lead respectively. Respectively is key for the presidential role. And it carries over to the Area 32 Director, a more grandiose role in Toastmasters. I have 4 clubs I watch over. Sylvester Anderson's Voices to Be Heard, my home club. We have Speaking as Leaders in Area 32. We have Lyceum in Area 32, and we have Toastitarians as well. And I like to think that this role is a very lovable, encouraging, heartwarming Inspector General. This person will be in your meeting, and they will love to work, fellowship with your club. But this is a critical role in realizing how each club in your area is structured. It is critical to know the membership of the club so that they can be validated in Toastmasters and recognized as an official organization for the year. We have an important job as area directors to make sure that our clubs understand the bylaws, the rules, and as well as growing their club. Just like today, how we are here outreaching to those who don't know about Toastmasters. We want every club who does not have an area director in that club specifically to know the skill set that it takes to reach out and grow your club and expand your skills as a leader, as a competent leader in Toastmasters. And finally, one last point, just a smidgen of a testimony. I can say that Toastmasters, as I said earlier, has prepared me to be trained to go. I am TTG. I gave a speech, like I said, today in class on the education of women in medieval times and the workforce of women in the medieval times. For certainly that was the first opening for women in the Western world to come out of the private realm. But that's another conversation for another day, Miss Carla. I want to thank you for this opportunity once again, and may God shower blessings upon you and your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Keenan. I feel better now, everyone. We've heard from Mr. Keenan Glover. He's not a stranger to the Carla Murphy Show. So thank you very, very much, Mr. Keenan.
My pleasure.
We now have waiting patiently to speak to us, Vice President of Membership of the Sylvester Anderson Voices to Be Heard Club, and she's a member of the Frederick Douglass Club. Miss Rita Mitchell, good evening. Welcome to the show, and let's hear from you.
Oh, good evening, Miss Carla, and all Toastmasters online tonight. This is truly a wonderful and exciting occasion to be here to speak to the masses. And as a VP Education for Toastmasters Club, Sylvester Anderson Voices to Be Heard, my outreach is to encourage new members and to keep members active and excited about being a member of a Toastmasters Club. We've heard many testimonies so far about the benefits of Toastmasters, the functions of various positions in the clubs. For me, I was moved by my membership in Toastmasters, and I was also a founding member, a charter member of the Sylvester Anderson Voices to Be Heard Club. And as Toastmaster Pryor spoke about, do not let age define us. I joined Toastmasters 5 years after a 40-year career with Eastman Kodak Company. So I came to the club thinking, what can Toastmasters teach me? I joined the club thinking I was doing Sylvester Anderson a favor, but he did the bestest of favors for me. I have developed so much in the past 5 years. I cannot begin to tell you a transformation that has occurred within me, improving my ability in relating to others, hearing them as they speak and tell their stories. Leadership roles where my skills are to an extent that I hope that others will be excited to go along with my leadership direction. It has been a real deep-seated benefit for me in my development as a person. And I want to add that in our clubs, we provide a safe environment that our members do not have to have any fear about speaking or assuming leadership roles. We are there to provide the coaching and mentoring to each other that comes in the spirit of full development and blossoming, that we may all be the best that we can be. So I say at this time, regardless of age, regardless of experience or lack of experience in public speaking or leadership, you will find a real treasure for your development by joining a Toastmaster club. Check out the internet and find a club near you, and you'll be most welcome. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you, Miss Rita. Oh, that was certainly encouraging. I feel like I need to stop the show now so that I can fill out an application. So thank you so much for joining and sharing with us tonight. Miss Deborah Rouse. She's another one who's not a stranger to the Carla Murphy Show, Uniquely Different, and I'm glad to have her here this evening. She is District 65. She's a member of the Audit Committee and treasurer of the Sylvester Anderson Voices to Be Heard Club. Miss Deborah, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's hear from you.
Well, good evening, Carla Murphy. Thank you for having me on your show.
You're welcome.
Bless each and every one of my Toastmaster fellow Toastmasters. I thank you for having me. I would like to say, when I first joined Toastmaster, let me back up. Sylvester Anderson, who is deceased, and he was a member of my church, he asked me, he said, Deborah, you need to join Toastmasters. And I cringed. I said, I can't. I just can't do it. I can't. And he approached me on more than one occasion. And when he passed away, I said, oh my goodness, this was an opportunity for me to join Toastmasters. And so I joined Toastmasters preceding his death. But I must tell you that I've served on I had many roles. I served as area director, treasurer, president, VP of membership. All of those roles were cross-training, made the club enjoyable. I want to say too that when it's a family affair, it's just like we're so close-knit like that. We love each other. We will be honest when one is given a speech. We won't be favoritism. And I must tell you too, when I did a speech, and we have a time limit, there's a time limit. Say the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And for some reason, I couldn't see the timer and I went over. But just being in the speech, I wasn't even thinking about the time. The speech was so inviting and I was just so engulfed in that speech. And I must say, if I was in that realm of the time, I would have been along with Lillian in the contest that they're having now. But I tell you, they do not beat up on you if you don't make it. They help you. Our club is very where we want each and every one to grow and to meet our goals. We have fun, but we also go by the rules. I didn't make it, so I had to not enter the next contest. But I tell you that being part of Toastmasters has definitely helped me in so many ways. When I went through what I went through, it helped me get through the bad times. It helped me as a person. And I love Sylvester Anderson's Voices to Be Heard. And I've had visit other different clubs, but I love my club because we want each and every one to be successful. And that's what our club is all about. We want you to go to the next level. And that's how they help us to get to our goals. The speeches, we make them, we craft them, we take them and make sure that they need to be, this needs to be taken out, this added. But we want the speech to be the best, as someone said. And the other thing, you're never too old or too young to learn. I've learned so much in Sylvester Anderson Voices to Be Heard and Toastmaster International. I just think that this is an organization that everyone should be able or should want to join, because we are growing and making our people to be professional speakers. And I thank you again, Carla Murphy, because your platform is definitely taking what we do on a regular basis and letting everyone know what Toastmaster is all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Miss Deborah. Thank you. That was beautiful. It really does. It does feel like a family affair, and I feel like I have not met any strangers tonight. So thank you so much to each of you for your warmth that you've shared with me. Miss Betty Brewer Johnson is the area director and president of Communicators and Frederick Douglass Clubs. So I'm going to ask that we can hear from you. Welcome to the show, Miss Betty.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Carla, for having me. And thank you for allowing us to spread the word of Toastmasters. I believe Toastmasters is the best kept secret. And as a result of Toastmasters, I just want to encourage people to become a part of Toastmasters, because when I gave my first speech, I cried. I literally cried. And that I got to Toastmasters because my employer recommended, she wanted to advance me to the next level in my job. She said, hey, I see that you are very good at what you do, and I see opportunity in you, but there's a problem. And I'm like, what is that? She says, you cannot give a presentation behind the board to tell the information to the group. You have to be in front. I'm like, I'm a behind the scenes person. She said, no, you have to be in the front of people's faces if you want to advance and get your message heard. And as a result, she sent me to Rochester High Noon, and I was definitely afraid. And at the time, that club was so receiving and so receptive, like all Toastmasters clubs. I cried when I gave that first speech. I stood there shaking like a leaf, and the club said, if it's okay if you don't want to go on. And I said, no, I gotta finish because I wanna just finish. So they let me finish, and I took time, and then I sat back down and I composed myself. And they said, great. And they all got up and stood up and clapped their hands and said, Betty gave her first speech, yay! And I'm like, oh. But you know what? Because I felt so good about that experience, I was willing to come back and do it again and again and again. And as a result of that, I have achieved the DTM. I've developed the desire to be a part of the club. I love being a part of the club. I have so much fun in Toastmasters. I've achieved the DTM. And on top of all that, you get opportunities to be a part of other organizations and other opportunities, and the Carla Murphy Show.
Yay.
I would say to those who are interested in Toastmasters, or even not interested in Toastmasters, still come and check out Toastmasters, because it is the best kept secret. It's a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of people, and we do help you along the way, and we hold your hand, and then you advance and you become a leader yourself. And then eventually you get to be on the Carla Murphy Show as well. So thank you very much, and have a great night.
Thank you so much, Miss Betty. Thank you. And this does seem like the best kept secret. I don't know where you've been hiding, but I'm so glad to have found each of you and to have shared in learning more about your experiences. This next person is definitely not a stranger. Our producer, we're glad to have her here on set with us today, Miss Brenda Billups, who serves as District 65 Program Quality Director. Ms. Billups, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us this evening and bringing all of your friends and Toastmasters, this amazing team of leaders. And so we are now ready to hear from you.
Thank you for having us, Carla Murphy.
You're welcome.
I am almost in tears myself tonight. First, I want to tell the audience, these are our jazz hands, because we cannot clap because we're online. So that is how we acknowledge our members, by using the jazz hands.
Okay.
I have been so excited for the messages that we did give tonight. Yes, we agree. This is a platform for us to extend an invitation to anyone that would like to join Toastmasters. This is a great group to learn. Learn today, lead tomorrow. It is a great line for your resumes. Now, most of us are retired, so we said we don't need a resume. And some of us come to Toastmasters with the same mindset that Rita had. What do I need this for? What can Toastmasters teach me? Sometimes it's not about what Toastmasters can teach you. You may have something to offer to Toastmasters that may be a benefit to someone else. So it's a win-win situation, whether you bring or whether you receive. It is still a great organization to be a part of. So we thank Carla Murphy for allowing us to come on her show to tell the world that we are Toastmasters wherever we go. We are leaders. We are great presenters. Anything you want, we have it right here. Matter of fact, it's right here online. So we are proud of ourselves, and we can make you the same, or we can help you to be the same. Carla Murphy has offered this platform to us at any time that we want to come on. And we appreciate this because she did not have to do it. And we always say, where there's a will, there's a way. And I am overjoyed seeing so many of my members' faces. They all said yes.
Yeah.
They learned from Jason Becker on Saturday. They said yes. Miss Rita did not get her invitation on time, and she was still gracious. But I said, Miss Rita, it was a mistake. That was my mistake. Your name is in the hat. Because she was the first to say, yes, count me in. And we were not going to count her out.
No.
So I appreciate all of you. Kate is my smiley face for tonight. I thank all of you very much for being on the show with us. We hope to see you again. And there's many, many more Toastmasters that can come and give you the same stories. When this show airs, our conference will be over, but we will have good news to tell you. We can tell you later just how the conference came out and how well our chairperson laid the groundwork for us to have a great online conference. Thank you, Carla Murphy. We hope to see you again.
Thank you very much, Ms. Brenda Billups, and to each of you. I'm just excited to have shared this platform with some of the world champion public speakers. I know that this is the best kept secret. I'm definitely convinced now. And I'm looking forward to learning today so that we can lead tomorrow together. So this has been an amazing time that we've shared together. It's been a phenomenal show. I would like to say thank you. I am your host, Carla A. Murphy from the Carla Murphy Show, Uniquely Different. We are sponsored by Uniquely Different Enterprises. We look forward to all of our viewers and listening audience. We look forward to you supporting the Uniquely Different TV network on Roku TV. It is coming soon to a television near you. So watch out, look out, beware, and come and celebrate with us. So again, good morning to all, good afternoon, and good evening. This has been a wonderful time. Until we meet again, Toastmasters, I'll be looking forward for you. Carla Murphy, 716-553-3109. You can email me, Carla Murphy, uniquelydifferent@gmail.com, or reach out on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Alignable. Toastmasters, until we meet again, I'm looking forward to seeing each of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Turn off the tape.